the University of East Anglia, Dr. David Livermore. Good evening, David. Thank you very, very much. Right, OK, zero COVID in China. Totally pointless, is it?
I think they've fallen into the terrible trap of believing their own propaganda. Go back to 2020, they did manage to suppress COVID by these zero COVID policies, by quarantining the infected, quarantining every contact of the infected. It seemed to work for them. But the trouble is, as 2 years have gone by, we've kept selecting for more and more transmissible variants of COVID. That's how evolution works. Evolution favours the most transmissible. So the game has just got progressively harder and harder, and now it's falling over. And they cannot admit, for reasons of pride, that their strategy is no longer workable. And you're seeing the really terrible, ghastly denouement of that.
Yeah, but 3 deaths. I mean, people die, David. People die all the time. 3 deaths, and you've got people locked in their flats, screaming out of their windows, pets being killed, old ladies being jammed by testers. I mean, come on, 3 people. You could fit them in the back of a Mini Cooper.
Well, I'm afraid they will get considerably more deaths, and I wouldn't belittle that for a moment. One has to look at what happened in Hong Kong, where they got a sizable outbreak. And in Hong Kong, exactly as in mainland China, they've made a poor job of vaccinating the very elderly. Only about half the care home residents, for example, are vaccinated. And worse than that, in both Hong Kong and totally in China, partially in Hong Kong, totally in China, the vaccination has been with classical killed virus vaccines. And we know from Hong Kong's experience that these are less protective than the messenger RNA vaccines, which were partly used in Hong Kong and which have been generally used in the West. So as and when it does penetrate into care homes in China, there are going to be considerable numbers of deaths. But I'm sorry, this is an inevitability, because the game that's being played is certainly going to be a loser in the long term. Maybe they will be lucky again. Maybe they will suppress it again. But as you select more and more transmissible variants, ultimately you lose. And that's what's going to happen in China.
Let's just get down to brass tacks.
To do on the way.
OK, let's just get